Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. For those who might be wondering right away off the bat, I did get a new pair of glasses recently, so if I look really different in this video, your eyes are not mischieving you. I do have a new pair of glasses that I'm wearing. But for today's movie review, I'm going to talk about a film that you can actually stream right now for free on Disney Plus if you have a subscription with them. It's a film I believe that was released by Touchstone Pictures, which basically is a division within Walt Disney Studios. It's a film called Life with Mikey. It's a film with Michael J. Fox where he is a former child star who was featured in old commercials and an old TV show, I think also called Life with Mikey as well. And basically, when he's an adult, he starts a talent agency business with his brother, who's played by Nathan Lane in the movie. For those who might remember him from like Lion King and Mouse Hunt and things like that. And so the two of them start this talent agency business. The business is kind of not going very well. A lot of people kind of don't like to work with them anymore. They're not getting good talent to be a part of the agency anymore. So they're looking desperately to find kind of the next big kid to be featured in shows and movies and commercials and things like that. And so one day, Michael J. Fox is kind of out in the street in New York somewhere, and he's pickpocketed by this little kid who steals his wallet, steals other people's wallets, and is clearly probably just out there to make some money, or maybe is homeless, or any of that kind of stuff that would make a kid want to do something like that out in New York somewhere. And so basically, she has this big spiel within this big group of people, just pretending that she lost one of her relatives, and now her brother can't have any Christmas gifts that year, and all this other stuff. So everybody kind of believes it. And so Michael J. Fox clearly understands and knows right away that that was kind of an acting performance from this girl. And so basically he begs and pleads and gives her a good contract deal to come work for his talent agency. And basically she's a hit right away, but at the same time she's not getting the takes right on certain commercials and things like that, but she still has a lot of that talent that he saw in that little acting performance out in the street somewhere. And so throughout the course of this movie, there's a lot of things they learn about this girl that isn't true. There's a lot of things about her parents and about her family and about her living situation that isn't quite true on the first glance of getting to know her. So throughout the course of this film, there's a lot of things that this talent agency runs into regarding a lawsuit. There's problems they run into with the studios making these commercials and stuff, running out of money and putting a lot of money into this girl after this guy really kind of pushing for her to kind of land all these roles and things like that. And throughout the course of this movie, the talent agent that's played by Michael J. Fox has to figure out how to um, land this more jobs for this girl, and keep her working, keep him working, keep his talent agency going, and how to kind of move things forward from this problematic situation regarding a lawsuit. But overall, I thought Life with Mikey is a good movie. There's things about it that aren't amazing. There's things about it that I think would have worked out better with a better screenplay and a better script and possibly better direction. But for the most part, Life with Mikey, for my positives and negatives, kind of just jumping into it right away. For my positives of this movie, it does have a lot of charm to it. Michael J. Fox really does play this likable guy that was this former child star turned talent agent, and people kind of recognize him from that former role. And so there's a lot of opportunities he gets over other talent agents where people want to get his autograph and are willing to let him audition with another kid maybe before like all the paperwork and things like that right away. But there was a lot of charm to this movie. Like I said, there's a lot of things regarding this little girl that he finds, the Nathan Lane brother, and it just has a lot of charm to it. It's just a film where for most of the runtime you'll probably have a smile on your face watching this movie. And like I mentioned, the leading child actress they found was really quite good in this movie, whether it is her going to the commercials, going to, film sets and things like that, landing her work, making her audition, and doing kind of learning about her and things like that. I just thought it was a very good performance from a child actress. Huge thumbs up in that department. I also was just intrigued by Michael J. Fox's talent agency business, kind of what he looked for in kids and how he kind of encouraged kids to give better performances in commercials and things like that. So every time the film kind of stops and focuses on his talent agency business. I felt really invested. I wanted his business to succeed. I wanted him to kind of find this new child star that would kind of get his business up and going again and let him get more money, as well as these people that are, doing the commercials and letting this girl make some money and things like that. So anytime the film kind of focuses on the talent agency business, I felt pretty invested for the most part. And once again, Michael J. Fox does give a very good performance here. Very likable as this child star turned talent agent. He is kind of a slob in where he lives and things like that. But there's, like I said, there's a lot of charm to this movie. I definitely just had a big grin and great big smile on my face as I was watching the movie. Huge thumbs up for Michael J. Fox for once again giving another great performance. And I believe this film came out about 3 years after Back to the Future Part 3. So he was still relatively fresh from those movies when this movie came out. I also like the idea of being stuck in kind of one image forever once you're kind of known for something. And that definitely is the case with Michael J. Fox's character. Like, he's definitely stuck being this beloved child star turned talent agent. A lot of people recognize him right away. A lot of people recognize his lines from the show that he did when he was a kid. And so the film definitely plays off of the idea of being stuck in one image forever and kind of how that both benefits your life and ruins your life depending on what that image is, and how kind of running with it can both benefit and ruin your life depending on how you go about it. And so the film's commentary on those ideas I thought was pretty clever for the most part. But for my negatives of Life with Mikey, like I mentioned earlier, it's not a perfect movie. The third act is very jumbled here. I just felt like the third act of this film just was trying to throw everything it could at the screen. It really had no idea how to wrap everything up. It didn't know how to conclude the whole thing with this girl and moving the talent agency forward and getting this kid back that they were having issues with too. And the third act just felt very jumbled. I thought there was too many ideas thrown at it. They should have focused more on how to wrap the story up properly rather than just throwing all these ideas at us and then giving us end credits and hoping we'd like it. I didn't really like the third act very much, to tell you the truth, so I thought that part of the story really could have been improved a lot. There's also some side characters along the way that are just kind of pointless to me. Once again, going back to this kid that they're trying to get back into their business and things like that. He's played by the same guy who played Bernard in The Santa Claus, for those who remember that movie with Tim Allen. I just thought his character was just kind of pointless. It's just like, okay, he's just kind of this bratty kid that gets whatever he wants, gets all the money in the world. People kind of don't like working with him sometimes and things like that. There's just characters like that along the way that are just kind of there to be there, or just kind of there to be this one-time gag in this one scene. There's one kid, too, that professionalizes in like opera singing and things like that. So some of these side characters I thought were just kind of throwaway gags, and I really thought the script would have benefited without some of those characters. The film also does have a lot of last-minute conflicts. Once again, going into that third act, there's just too many things thrown at it, too many last-minute conflicts, too many ideas thrown at it. I thought there was just too many last-minute things that the characters have to resolve within like the last 15 minutes of the movie, and that really isn't enough time to justify and to resolve some of these things in a proper manner with such a limited screen time for something like that. One thing that keeps showing up in this movie that I thought was cute at first, but as the film progressed and they kept coming back to it, it just kind of got old after a while. I thought they just could have gone without some of this stuff that they chose to shoot for the movie, and that is these kid auditions that keep showing up, like when Michael J. Fox is auditioning all these kids and trying to see kind of the next big kid, and before they meet this girl in the story. Some of it was kind of, like I said, kind of cute at first, but after a while it was just like, what are we really going at here? It's just like, it just felt like, once again, a running gag that was just kind of thrown at the wall too much, and I just kind of got sick of the kid auditions after a while. It happened so many times in the movie that sometimes I just would have preferred a good story rather than just kid audition after audition after audition. Just kind of got a little old after a while. I also thought some of the it could have explored the idea of child stardom and kind of the opportunities you get when you're a child star, but kind of the disadvantages, like not having a decent amount of friends in school and not really being able to be schooled the way other kids do, not being able to go to the playground like other kids do and things like that. So I thought the film could have explored kind of the benefits of the child star fandom, but also at the same time kind of exploring kind of the negative part of it too, and kind of how psychologically as you grow up and become an adult, how some of those opportunities kind of don't feel as well realized as if you weren't that child star when you were a kid. So some of these ideas I thought could have been explored some more. The third act really needed some work in this movie, but for the most part, this is a film with a lot of charm to it at the end of the day. But overall, I would give Life with Mikey an 8 out of 10. It's a good movie, but like I said, that third act is very jumbled. Too many last minute conflicts happen here. The whole thing with the kid auditions does get a little old after a while. And I thought the film could have done a better job psychologically exploring the benefits and the disadvantages of being a child star and things like that. So Life with Mikey, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a good movie, but like I said, there is some problems along the way that keep it from being the classic that I'm sure it was trying to be.